Is it really possible for a tiny tweak to your morning coffee routine to ignite your metabolism and put your body into full fat-burning mode for the rest of the day?
Check out the link in the video description now and transform your morning coffee into a metabolism-boosting super drink.
A furious family have lashed out after serious charges were dropped against a teen accused of being involved in the abduction and assault of their schoolboy son. Benjamin Ficopum suffered life-changing injuries when he was allegedly pulled into a stolen car by a group of 3 teenagers about 3:30 p.m. outside Glen Ira College, in Melbourne's southeast, last September. The group, 2 boys and a girl, were allegedly armed with machetes and demanded he hand over his phone and belongings. He was then allegedly run over by the car and dragged for 150 m before he was allegedly stabbed and then run over again when he was thrown from the vehicle. Bystanders found Benjamin vomiting blood and he was rushed to hospital where he spent 6 days in a coma with a fractured skull and bleeding on the brain. The details were recounted in children's court on Thursday as a 15-year-old boy pleaded guilty to a number of charges including armed robbery, theft and possessing a controlled weapon. However, a plea deal struck with prosecutors saw charges of intentionally causing serious injury and reckless conduct dropped. Benjamin's mother, Wanasa Srichan, said that while there had been some justice, the family were still very sad about the outcome. The prosecution dropped charges related to offenses against Benjamin, which Ms. Srichan said was hard to hear in court. "What this boy did was very serious, and it has affected my son so much," she told the Herald Sun. "I listened to the court case today, and it was very hard. My son is still affected by this, he is struggling. It's been almost 10 months, and we are so angry that our family has had to go through this. Benjamin did not deserve this." The teenage accused had spent 43 days remanded in custody before being bailed in October. The court heard the youths had allegedly been on a crime spree in the hour prior to attacking Benjamin. A mother and daughter reclining in a car reported the teens attempted to open the doors of the vehicle before fleeing when they noticed they were inside. The youths pulled up next to a teenager about 35 minutes, asking if they had a phone and slapping them when they said no. 2 other teens had their phones and headphones stolen by the group just after, with one of the group brandishing a machete towards them. They then turned their attention to a high school student who witnessed the robbery and asked, "What phone do you have?" before demanding they handed it over. Benjamin and a friend had just finished school and were walking home when they were set upon. The court heard Benjamin was forced into the passenger seat when the teenage girl allegedly behind the wheel sped off while he was still hanging from the door. He was forced to run so his legs wouldn't scrape against the road but was lost his grasp when the car reached speeds of up to 70 km per hour. Benjamin was left with permanent brain damage, double vision, amnesia, and requires a hearing aid from the injuries he sustained during the alleged attack. The teenage accused lawyer said he should escape a custodial sentence as he had made steps to improve his life. She said the boy had been living in residential care at the time, but had since been placed back in the care of his father who was present in court to support him. A youth justice advocate supported the lawyer's stance and pushed for the teenager to instead be handed a community correction order. The presiding magistrate told the court that he would be taking into account victim impact statements before sentencing the teenager. He said the remaining charges were something the community don't want to put up with. The magistrate added the public would be asking him why aren't you locking him up if they were allowed in the hearing. He will return to court to be sentenced next month.